Yo, check it out, I gotta speak the truth about the hardest working small channel in the crypto booth. He's the crypto father, the one and only, putting in the hours, never getting lonely. He's grinding day and night, making videos for the fans, sharing knowledge and insights, sticking to his plans, analyzing the market, giving tips and
Welcome back to the Crypto Father channel. Today is the 12th of November. Bitcoin has hit $86,000 and you're probably wondering what's next in store. And although I don't have a crystal ball, which I wish I did, but I don't, I would like to look at some articles and some news and share with you what I think the potentials are for Bitcoin and what might happen next. So make sure to smash up the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the very end so you don't miss anything. Get a Descent wallet, the best cryptocurrency wallet with a biometric security. You can pick one up right now with a $50 discount or two of these with a $130 discount. The only biometric wallet that lets you also look at what you have in store with a display, and also the best place to store your Bitcoin. Quick look at the market. Look at this. Crypto market is at $3 trillion. It's been a while since we saw this number. $337 billion in trading volume. Bitcoin's hit $87,000. Holy macaroni. It's pushing hard. Ethereum at $3.3 thousand, Solana $220, Dogecoin is 102% up over the past 7 days. Cardano finally making a move at 61 cents, 85% up on the weekly. Sui is doing a nice push. I was talking about Sui a while back and I said that it might replace Ethereum. It looks like Sui is making a very nice run for it, 74% on the weekly. Polkadot is finally moving as well, not as fast as the rest of them, but it is moving. And Litecoin is kind of sluggish. Surprisingly, Litecoin is a little bit sluggish and is probably in the face of Bitcoin being the dominant one. Look at this massive pump. Bitcoin went all the way to $87,000. Literally, the candle is sitting there nice and fat at the top. We see this pump pretty much 7 months after the halving, which is right on schedule. It usually takes about 7 months for the pump to occur, for Bitcoin to have a run, and then anywhere between 12 to 18 months for us to see the peak of the market. So the halving took place in April, and now we're in November, which is exactly 7 months to the date. And so it looks like this is the beginning of the massive bull run that we're all been waiting for. And so we might wonder what's next. People are talking about $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year. Some are a bit hesitant about it. These things are driven by market sentiment, by news announcements, and by basically the frenzy around it, and of course the market as well. What's happening? Bitcoin hits new 85K high with just 70% left for Bitcoin to reach 100K record. So we're not that far away. We're not that far away from 100K. Literally, it's a matter of another couple of days of good pumps and we're there at 100K. So could this happen before the end of the year? Quite possibly. And will we see a retracement? Most definitely. So I would say that at 100K, I said I was going to be selling it about 80K, and glad that I didn't, because the profits that would have been taken, would have been lost. I mean, overnight Bitcoin pumped all the way from 80,000 or 85,000, whatever it was last night, to 87. I woke up this morning, was 87,000. And so right now it looks like we are going for the highlights. The new all-time high comes a week after former President Donald Trump won the 2024 election in the United States, securing his second term in office. And the Trump pump is a significant one. It's moving so fast, as a matter of fact, that even the articles are not keeping up. This was yesterday, and when it hit $86,000, its all-time high, and right now we've got Bitcoin at $87,000. A lot of it has to do with Donald Trump's election win and the promises that he made in regards to cryptocurrencies, which we still have to see being implemented. And so it looks like the entire future of the crypto pump right now depends on what Donald Trump, or what the president of the USA will do with the promises that he gave. And so this is kind of a shaky ground. Prediction markets now give Bitcoin a 52% chance of reaching 100,000 in 2024. Prediction market platform Kalshi has recently priced in a 52% chance that Bitcoin will reach 100K by the end of 2024. Kalshi also shows a 77% probability of Bitcoin hitting 90,000 this year, reflecting a surge in optimism that Bitcoin's current rally could push it to unprecedented highs. Now, I just want to stress that nobody really knows anything. I keep hearing people talking about selling at 90,000, 100,000, but nobody really knows anything. Nobody really knows how far Bitcoin will go. Cathie Wood made predictions of 500,000 Bitcoin, and so the predictions are all over the place. Essentially, nobody really knows. But when you look at the statistically, if the market, if a lot more players were to buy into Bitcoin, I mean, there are only 21 million Bitcoin. Right now, there are even less than that because a lot of it got lost in wallets that are now inaccessible. So we're looking at about, I think, 19 or maybe even 17 million Bitcoin, and so it wouldn't take a lot of money essentially for Bitcoin to go to that place. Market cap right now stands at $3 trillion. Predictions are that it might go to $10 trillion, and given the amount of money that is predicted to go into the market, it's quite possible that we will see a market cap for Bitcoin to stand at $3 trillion, at which point it would push Bitcoin to $142,000 per Bitcoin. So there is talk, Plan B was talking about Bitcoin reaching $500,000. Now, in order for that to happen, we would have to see a $10 trillion market cap for Bitcoin alone. So I'm not sure that that's going to happen. Maybe a little bit less because there are fewer Bitcoins right now than the 21 million. In any case, nobody really knows. The predictions that are there are just that, they're predictions. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows how high Bitcoin will actually go. But what's happening in the market is that there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of speculation, predictions are being made, and places like the royal government of Bhutan broke $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Bhutan has been quietly accumulating Bitcoin. The country that's been labeled as the happiest in the world has a year or 2 years ago started mining Bitcoin, and they have so far accumulated $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Granted that this is on the back of this recent pump. So not only are they going to be the happiest, they might also be the richest one pretty soon. Total holdings of the government are 12,568 Bitcoin, a much lower range compared to the holdings of the US government. Despite this, the small Himalayan country is the fourth largest holder of Bitcoin after the UK government with more than 61,000. The fourth largest holder of Bitcoin, that's where Bhutan is. And the president of El Salvador is saying, "I told you so." Of course, this is, anybody, if Bitcoin had not hit $86,000 or $87,000 right now, he would not be saying, "I told you so." But the post-event gratitude syndrome is full in place. Everybody is now a guru, a wise guru who knows best. The sentiment is there. The sentiment that Bitcoin is going to the moon, is going to make everybody rich, is there. MicroStrategy buys an additional 27,200 Bitcoin worth $2 billion, bringing its total holdings to 279,420 Bitcoin. That is a huge amount. So MicroStrategy right now is still buying up Bitcoin, despite the fact that it's sitting at a hefty 74. So MicroStrategy has announced an additional Bitcoin purchase of $2.3 billion at an average price of $74,463. So even now at these prices, MicroStrategy is still picking up. I think the lowest price that MicroStrategy paid for Bitcoin was somewhere around 30,000, and now they're still picking up even at these prices, which is more than double the price of what they purchased it at initially. So I mean, if this is the price that they're buying at, what are their predictions? What are their hopes that Bitcoin will see in terms of price if they're willing to spend $74,000 on a Bitcoin right now? They're still, they're still picking up hefty amounts of Bitcoin. Hive Digital buys 6,500 ASICs to start Paraguay construction. And what do you think they're going to start mining? They're going to start mining Bitcoin, which means that there's going to be a lot more hash rate going onto the Bitcoin network, which once again is going to start pushing the price of Bitcoin upwards. The first 500 new ASICs were delivered in the second week of November, with 4 more shipments coming through the first quarter of 2025. They will boost Hive Digital's hash rate from 5.6 exahashes per second to 6 exahashes by March, the company said. So I think we could expect Bitcoin to pump all the way into March, presumably giving us prices much higher than $100,000. Additionally, former SEC official expects Gary Gensler to resign, says regulators' war on crypto now absolutely over. This is massive. So the guy who was after crypto for the longest time, over the past 2 years or longer, was gung-ho on destroying crypto and basically silencing everybody who had anything positive to say on crypto, it seemed like, is finally getting the shaft. So this would probably be another boost to the rocket fuel that is crypto and Bitcoin right now. US Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler will likely hand in his resignation before President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration next year, according to a former official of the agency. During an Ask Me Anything session on social media platform X, former head of the SEC's Office of Internet Enforcement, John Reed Stark, says that like most of the regulators' chairs he has worked with, Gensler will likely leave his post following Trump's victory in the presidential election. So all of this is taking place, man. That's a lot. It's just keeps piling up. MicroStrategy buying more Bitcoin at $74,000 per Bitcoin. Bhutan continues to stack its Bitcoin quietly. New miners being set up in Paraguay, continuously adding to the overall hash rate for Bitcoin. And Gary Gensler, the basically henchman, the main henchman, is now resigning and basically opening up the road for crypto to do its thing and no longer be hunted and hounded by the likes of Gary Gensler. Now, where do we go from here? Down crypto trades. The moment Bitcoin D starts coming down is when the biggest gains can be made, but it's also when the countdown to the end of the bull market starts. Generally, Bitcoin moves first and alts follow in the later stage of the cycle, but rest assured, this generally takes about 1 year. And by the looks of it, if we're to assume that all the miners are going to come online by March, which is going to be 11 months from the halving, we may be looking at another case of sell in May and walk away, which it would be exactly 13 months to the day after the Bitcoin halving. So anywhere between 12 to 18 months is where we would see the peak of the bull market based on previous cycles. And so May could be the final frontier. We had this happen in 2021. Crypto phase basically lived off of that. Sell in May and walk away. I think he sold in May sometime here. There was another pump, whether he got in or not, but he did sell at pretty much the top. I mean, this was unexpected, the double top in 2021. So we may be looking at another April, May sell-off and then a retracement. And so that's probably what I'll be looking at. March, April, May, somewhere in these months of this year, or 2025 rather. February, March, April, May, within the top attention zone on my Bitcoin chart here. That's what I'm looking at. These are my predictions. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what's in the news. Make sure to pick up a Descent wallet, get yourself a smooth biometric wallet with a nice discount on it, $50 off on this one single purchase, $130 off on the purchase of 2 of these. Get that done right now. Also, please remember to smash up the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a member. It helps the channel, it will help me continue developing. Thank you all for tuning in. Share the content with everybody, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Peace.